everyone, this is Sarah Hales, and I'm going to be recording a tutorial about how to use the Fitbit app. This is distinct from the Health Track app. Health Track is our app at the MUSC Weight Management Center, but we also are going to be using the Fitbit activity tracker, which also does come with a smartphone app. So I wanted to make sure to just show everybody the functionality here of this app, just in case you want to use this on a more frequent basis than using the Health Track app. And you can use them simultaneously, but they have a lot of the same features. Maybe Health Track even has a little bit more. So I'd advise probably just using one over the other and just making sure that if you're using Fitbit primarily as your app of choice for tracking your diet, exercise, sleep, all that types of stuff, that you have it synced with your Health Track app. So again, you can see at the very top of the screen, at the very top, you can see my device that I've got, this Fitbit Zip. It'll probably look familiar to you. You can also see that the battery is pretty charged. Another thing that you can see on my dashboard is that I have not been wearing the Fitbit that I have synced with this account. Please don't let any of these kind of numbers here get in the way of you kind of learning how to do the app. This is just basically, I don't have any data really in here that's very meaningful. It's just, there's some information in here, but I wanted to show you how to use the app. So I'm just using this account that is not frequently used, just as a demonstrator. But Fitbit is really cool. So it will give you a whole bunch of information here on your dashboard in regards to your steps, the number of calories that you've burned, which is an estimation based on your height, weight, gender, all that kind of stuff that you enter at the very beginning when you register for a Fitbit account, or if you already have a Fitbit account, whenever you registered the first time. The number of minutes, and it estimates, but the number of minutes of activity, and then the number of miles that you've walked. Tracking exercise. I really like to show this to people because one of the things that you can do, so you can click right there, and if you look at the track, it's basically just going to give you a couple of options. So hiking, running, walking. Let's just say you forget to wear your Fitbit, or Fitbit estimates that you walked for 20 minutes, but you're like, wow, I was actually walking for 30 minutes because I timed myself. Then you can actually go in here and you can, oh, I'm sorry, this is the voice cues, but you can go in here and you can actually tell them how much you walked. There's a whole, you can also do this where, let's say you're getting ready to go for a walk and then you start it, and there you go. And it will use with the GPS data. Or what you can do is log. And here's where, this is where you'd actually go in, especially if you forgot your Fitbit or something like that. And here's where you can actually record in. So for instance, let's say I walked for an hour and 30 minutes today. Awesome. It's going to also estimate how many calories I burned. Again, that is an estimation. We would recommend that even if it tells you you've burned, X amount of calories in doing, whatever type of physical activity, you don't want to then overcompensate by then eating all those calories, because then you do not get the benefit of the extra calorie burn that you got for performing that activity. So that's the main thing. Plus, another thing just to keep in mind is that anytime it's estimating either how many calories you've burned just throughout the day, which is this measure right here, the 795, just as an example in mine, it is an estimation. And so it could be that you've actually burned more than that. It could be that you've burned a lot less. So sometimes if people actually try to eat like to that number on a T, there could be errors in, the calculation, that maybe they're actually eating more than they're burning, or, not eating enough. And so again, these aren't as precise to then, want to eat or do things up to sort of that calorie. It's just supposed to be a guide. And again, you don't want to overcompensate for the activity by then trying to eat the rest of those calories if you're trying to lose weight. So here, you click on here. It'll give you, weekly exercise goals. It'll let you see some different things that have been tracked. Again, the estimated number of calories burned. Water, you can track your water in here. Obviously, you can see I don't have a lot entered, but basically what I'm doing, I know you can't see my fingers, but I'm just clicking on this 8 ounce, and then you see this little graph here. There we go. It's only 4. That's actually about accurate for today. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave it right there. Weight, you want to look at your weight right here, everything that was entered. in your account. This is what it'll say there. I think for most of y'all, you're going to be using a different type of scale, and that weight is going to go directly into the Health Track app. So that's why I was saying for some people, they may want to use two apps simultaneously, so use Fitbit for some things, use Health Track for some things, but it's probably a whole lot easier and just kind of less, things for you to refer to each day to just go ahead and look at what we've got in that Health Track app. But I will say, in some of our other programs, some patients have noted that maybe that the Fitbit food tracking tends to be a little bit easier than what you would see on Health Track. Although I do want to point out that just like Health Track, it's got like frequent and recent, and Fitbit does even kind of default to like these recent things that you tracked. And obviously they've got all sorts of things of foods and beverages that you can see in this recent list right here. Frequent, obviously I haven't done a lot of things in Fitbit, or at least this one that's tied to my work account in a very long time. But for instance, let's just say, let's say I had an egg. There we go. Yep, let's say I had that at breakfast. And actually, you know what? I had 2 eggs. If that's the only thing you ate, then you'll click this save up at the very top right. But if you had more, you want to click save and add more. So there we go. And now let's say I also had wheat bread. Here we go. There we go. All right. And actually, let me go back to this. Look for whatever is closest to what you had. So, there is diet bread out there. If you had that and not regular wheat bread, which tends to be more around that 60 calories or so a slice, go with this. If you don't find exactly what you're looking for, it's not the end of the world. If it has like a little difference, of just a few calories, try to just get as close as possible. But, it's not the end of the world if this is a little bit off from what you actually ate. But one of the things that you can do is use this bar tracking, the barcode scanner. So what you want to do is at the very top of the screen, right here, and you want to do it right there, click on barcode, and then you want to give the Fitbit app permission to use your camera. And then basically, if you just see what I did, I basically just put my my box, this was a lunch. It was a lean cuisine. You can see it right here, asparagus and cheese ravioli. That is exactly what it was. And I had it at lunch. But I'm also going to do save and add more because that's not where it ended for me. Here we go. And yep, all right. And that actually is it. So I just hit the save up there. And then you can see everything that I've entered right here. So breakfast, and there we go. And I did not save that bread, so you notice it's not on here. But it'll also tell you the breakdown, just like Health Track does, of carbs to fat to protein. That's the breakdown in percentage of calories coming from those macronutrient groups relative to the number of calories that you've taken in. And then here you can see on this little graph up here, calories in versus calories out. And it'll tell you, again, like in these different colors, calories out is sort of that darker number, and it'll give you kind of a reference line. So 2K, 1K, 0K, meaning from like 0 calories up to 2,000 right there. Let's say there's other stuff that you want to put in here, though. Or let's say there's stuff you want to take out. So, for instance, maybe you don't ever want to track weight. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say you don't ever want to track weight. But since you're not doing it in Fitbit, maybe say you want to put that down a little bit further. So basically you can just move where you've got things. And it's just moving, basically moving the squares. That's really all it's doing. So you can move different things up here at that very top part if you wanted to. And again, this is saying pull to sync. There's an update for my Fitbit available, but there we go. And then I'm going to hit done. And then if you hit that little plus at the very bottom too, that's just a very quick way to like log food, for instance. It takes you there. Track exercise. Again, track would be if you want to track walking, running, hiking in the moment. Log is if you want to track it either like before you do it or after. But that's in addition to what would just be coming from your Fitbit. So Fitbit, I'm not going to go over these in detail, but they do have a lot of other functionalities and things like that too. That's a part of the Fitbit app. So just to let you know, the main way that we will be communicating with you for everything when it comes to the learning modules, when it comes to you individualized feedback, what we are going to look at is only your health track account. So whatever you put in Fitbit, if you want us to see it and to be able to give you suggestions and feedback to help you with your diet and your activity and then your other behaviors, it has to come into the health track app. Meaning, if you want to do everything in Fitbit, that's fine. We just have to have that synced, have your Fitbit account synced with your health track. So that's one of the things that's really the most important. Whether you decide to use Fitbit or whether you decide to use health track, as long as you can just get all that data to us in health track, that's the most important thing, so that we can see it and then we can give you feedback. And again, because we are here to help you and help you achieve your weight loss goals. So to do that, we really want to be able to see everything that you're tracking, or even if you're not tracking, maybe give you some guidance, help troubleshoot some things that are coming up to help this kind of fit in your life. So with that, thanks so much for your attention. And if you have any other questions, you can email me. Again, my name is Sarah Hales. I'm the postdoctoral fellow here at the MUSC Weight Management Center, and I've probably had some sort of interaction with you at this point if you are watching this tutorial. So good luck. We're really happy to have you in the home weight loss program, and we'll be seeing your data. And if any issues come up, please let us know. Thank you. Bye.